Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Today's video is going to be all about my setup in the 2021 Hobonichi Weeks. So I am housing my Hobonichi Weeks 2021 in this new Moterm cover. You can see there, it says Moterm. And I'm loving the cover. It's really nice. Once it's filled out with everything in it, it feels really nice and squishy. Like before it was like super squishy on its own, but it fills out nicely. So I'm really happy with that. It's in the color black and it's the pebbled. Be aware that if you order this, I'll try to leave a link down below, but unfortunately I got this on Amazon and they kind of just stock them when they have them. So the link might not go anywhere. I've had that issue before when I've clicked on other people's links. So the first thing that you need to know is that this has a back pocket and some of them don't. So if you're someone who doesn't want a back pocket, or you do, make sure that you read the description thoroughly so that you know that that's what you're getting. If I have to pause and there's a lot of breaks, it's because I'm still having a lot of asthma. I can't believe how badly I'm breathing lately. So there might be a lot of stops and starts, but we're going to work with it. So I do have a couple of different pens here. I am using the Friction Ball Slim in the 0.38. This is my favorite to use on the Tomoe River paper because it dries quickly. Then over here, I have another pen. I'll show you there. This is the Energel pen that I love. And if you ever see me using the 0.4, because this is a 0.3, it has 0.3 ink in it. It's just a different color. I believe it's blue. But yeah, I'm all about the 0.3 because it dries really nicely in here, even though it's gel. So these are the two pens that I'm using currently in here. Mostly this one. I keep this one in here because when you write checks, I made the mistake of, I don't know, I think it was years ago. I didn't write a check. What was it? It was like a deposit slip. I wrote it in green ink because that's the type of pen I had at the time. And they sent it back and they're like, you can only use black or blue. And since this is a friction pen, I don't know if they have trouble reading it sometimes when they put it in the machine, or they can tell. So I just always keep a pen where if I need to write a slip or something like that, I have to sign the back of a check, I have a regular pen with me at all times. Plus this fits in there kind of weird. So it's just fine to keep like on the side here like this. And then there's no worries. So I do want to mention that I do keep two pens here, and I do have tabs, as you can see, and we'll talk about those a little bit more, but neither of these pens really bother the tabs at all, so that works out really well, and I'm very happy about that. I'm hoping that you can see this well because the camera is like, the phone is up high, so I can't really tell how it looks in the screen, but hopefully I will stay in frame. So we will open this up, and I'm going to be very careful because this is also my wallet as well as my everyday carry planner for right now. So initially I wanted to keep a lot of the things that I'm keeping in here in my Hobonichi cousin, but the dailies don't actually start until January 1st of 2021. The Hobonichi, if you're new here to the Hobonichi, allows you to use it 1 month before the new year starts. So the whole month of December 2020, you can use in here. So I'm just trying some things out, so this will definitely change. On the left side, I used a Fill Notes insert and I've just slipped it in. There are two long pockets. There's one here and then a second one here. If you're more interested about the anatomy of this notebook, I do have a video on it, but I have it in the first one because the second one I keep cash and pink deposit slips. And I didn't want to put it back here and put the cash in the front one because this blocks me from getting to it. So that's why I did that. I have tried putting this back pocket in this longer pocket here, but it sticks out way too much. So yeah, I did it backwards and I think that's fine. This is a washi tape from Your Creative Studio and I thought it was beautiful and simplistic. I love dragonflies, so I stuck it on here. And there's nothing on the front right now because it's tucked in and I felt like what was the point of decorating it? So one of the reasons why I decided to use a Fill Notes insert, this is where my dailies are, is the fact that sometimes I fall off on the Hobonichi Weeks. I think it happens to the best of us. And I thought, well, if I wanted to go with something else, it probably would be a pocket size traveler's notebook, because I always like to have a smaller everyday carry with me, especially around this time of year. So I thought that I would go ahead and use the fill notes in case I got bored of this. I could just take this out and put it into a pocket-sized traveler's notebook, which I know I already have a system, 3 Hobonichis for the year, but I bought a pocket traveler's notebook. I know. I just couldn't help myself. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so this is already set up for failure. Just kidding. In case I do fail, I have a backup plan. For right now, this covers everything. This is my library card, so no worries there if you see it. But I like that it covers everything. That way you don't have to look at this, because it's, you know, nobody's business, and I don't want to be flashing my information everywhere. On this side pocket, I keep forgetting things are here. So I put in this little bit of stuff here to see if I even can remember that it's there. And that's what I keep in here. So if I forget any of this stuff, it's not a big deal. Let me see if I can put something in here. Hopefully I didn't show anything. This is Pete the penguin. He's adorable. This is a stamp I got from Jet Pens. I just put when I started in here, but I'm just keeping dailies. This is also washi I ended up getting from Jet Pens a long time ago. I don't know if they still have it, but be aware that they have 2 rolls, and the first roll has like the first 17 days and the second roll has the rest. So make sure that you buy both of them. But it has this cute little space at the bottom for you to write what day of the week it is. And I just put in here until I think January 10th or something before I have to switch this out. But the great thing is, because I've been doing the bullet journal for a while, and I didn't put anything on the back in case I wanted to write some notes, I know that if I miss a day, I can just use this as a way to number it and say, okay, there's a list of something on page, 9, technically, of January. And in the front, I have like, I didn't set up anything like amazing, but I do have like a little place to write an index, because I didn't want it to be all that serious. And this is just my dailies. So I can write down breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, and then a little bit about what I felt or how I was feeling for the day. I thought initially this was going to be like my personal planner, and I was going to take it with me for an everyday carry, because it's just nice to sometimes have a planner with you to refer to when you're on the go. And I felt like if I carried it with me, and because it's small, I would use this more, especially when I'm laying in bed. I could just pick it up quickly and put it on my lap and write something. The Hobonichi A5 Cousin doesn't start till January, so I kind of put what I'm going to be doing in here now, just to try it out. So as we open this, you should know that I have the Hobonichi clear cover on it, and it does fit inside of the Moterm, so that's really nice to know. I have here a Filofax ruler. This came in the black crock that I was gifted. It just sits here in the back. Oops. And I don't really forget about it, and it's working out well. I do have some more brown Post-its. These come in like the standard, 3x3, but I cut them down so I could have some flags. I have my Hobonichi stencil in here. I don't really use these as much. I use the numbers a lot, but the rest of it, not so much. So I thought I would put it here and see if I would actually use it with the actual weeks. You've seen these before. These are those dreadful Traveler's Notebook stickers. I love the tabs that come in this kit, but these are just, they're so yellow. And since this paper is more yellow than the very white Hobonichi A5 and Day Free, those are all very, very white. These are more cream colored. I thought maybe they would look less dramatic in here. I don't know. I am trying, y'all. And then I have these. I think these are Hobonichi brand. I've had them forever. I pulled them out because these are really great to mark off holidays. So they're really cute. They're just little arrow stickers in different sizes. Since they're small, they fit really nicely in here. So I wanted to remember to use them. I haven't yet, but they're there. Back here, I went ahead and I covered this with some, what is it called? It's like the sticker paper that I got from your Creative Studio subscription box. It wasn't long enough, so I cut off the side and I turned it and put it up here. And then this is some vellum that I made in Canva. I didn't make it in the right size, so it's not wide enough, but I used it in here anyway because it was a good reminder to remind myself that it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not that serious. And I still think it's beautiful. And I had a couple of different ones that I used that had 2021 because I wasn't sure which one I liked. And I put them all in here because it's whatever. It's not that serious. This is washi tape I got a long time ago, so I'm sorry. I don't know where I got this from. This was from Planner Press. I put it in here. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. I think that's important to remember. I put that famous, you know, little Weeks pocket in here, and this just houses the information for the artist of the cover, Shantan. And I just keep that in here as a reminder, and I talked about that when I did the unboxing of this. And then boom, look at that. Your girl got it together. So this was my first order ever from Simply Gilded. I've seen everyone do this under the sun, and I thought, man, I just want to be one of the cool kids one time. So I did it. I was so proud of myself. I bought a, it was a collection. I think it was called Midnight. I can't remember. I'll flash it on the screen, but I did an unboxing of it. And then these 4 are separate washi bows that I bought. And it came out really nice. I think it's really pretty, and it's just this rose gold. And yeah, now I can finally say I did it, but oh my gosh, for those people who are going to be so annoyed by this, I'm sorry. It annoyed me for a minute and I let it go because this is all part of, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not that serious. Look at me here. I put the bows in the wrong direction. Every single bow, the top bow is to the left and this one's to the right, and it's fine. It is so fine. Anyway, over here, again, this is another vellum sheet that I created and printed in Canva. Yeah. And then my word of the year is going to be believe. I thought it was going to be create, but I always create. So I thought, even though I need to create more, I want to believe that I can be published this year because I've had that goal for like 4 years and I haven't done it. But I'm telling y'all, this is the year that I either self-publish or I submit work to be published, because no more fear. I have so many novels and short stories that are finally ready for that, and I'm going to get it done. So I need to believe in myself, believe that I can be a published author this year. I didn't put anything on this page. I had a little piece left over, so I just stuck it there, and you can see it through. It's pretty. I like it. This page was some stress. I purchased the little stickers that go over here, and I don't think I purchased them for the weeks, but I did for my 2 A5 Hobonichi planners. And it's been over 2 months. I have not received them. I'm totally pissed, and it is what it is. So I just put these little washi dots. I have a bunch of them that I bought on AliExpress like forever ago. I've started to use them more because I'm like, use what you have. And I just covered, you know, the months here. I've seen people put like a little piece of paper here or here to cover. This is just Japanese writing underneath that I can't read. And then over here, this is 2020, which, you know, the year is already passing, so I don't refer to it. People put paper here so that they can write their goals or something inspirational. So I did that. I don't know what I'm gonna put there yet, but it's there. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time from George Orwell, and it has been in at least one planner or traveler's notebook journal, at least one every single year. When I sit down to write a book, I do not say to myself, I am going to produce a work of art. I write it because there is some lie that I want to expose, some fact to which I want to draw attention, and my initial concern is to get a hearing. I think that's the most beautiful thing I've ever read. It's one of the most true things I've ever read, honest. I hope that every writer sits down and thinks the same before they write, and I have certainly tried to. So I love this. I created this again in Canva, printed it on vellum, and stuck it in here. This is just, I don't even know, something from Michaels. You know, they come in that big pack of stickers. Change your thoughts and you change your world. I think that's great. So I just covered 2020 with that because that year sucked. We're still in it, but you know, whatever. And then again, used some more of those little washi dots on here for 2022. And I actually don't ever refer to 2022. Maybe if I get to December, I will, but I mean, I could have covered this as well, but you know, whatever. This is that section that, what do they call it? The yearly, that I just don't ever know exactly what I want to do with it. If it's self-care, I should probably track my weight. I have another month before I'm willing to do that, before I'm willing to face that. So for right now, I put some birthdays in here, and a couple of things that I always want to remember are coming up. I don't know. I'm keeping it open because I keep changing my mind. I keep watching more videos and finding more things to do in here. So everything is kind of just open and can be changed at this point. So look at me trying to use these. Y'all know how I feel about these. I just want to rip them out. But I'm trying them out. These ones, because of the squares or the rectangular, wow, because of the rectangles, rather, they're weighted down because they have leather on them. Whereas the ones that come with the Hobonichi Weeks, they're like right here, they're my enemies. They don't have that weight, and so they just fly everywhere. I've taped them down in the back, as you will see later. But I'm trying to use these. I have one marking my month and then one what week I'm on. So this is my very boring weekly. I have my niece's birthday and then Christmas dinner, and that's it. We don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, Jay and I really don't. We buy like 4 presents for people because those are those people who are just not going to let us get out of it. But we don't buy gifts for our, you know, each other. We buy gifts for ourselves just because we use that as an excuse. And we have the dinner just because why not? These are stickers that I purchased forever ago. So it's from a major store like Hobby Lobby or whatever. I don't even know. I've had them for a really long time and they're different sizes. I had enough for a year. So December of 2021 doesn't have one because I used it for 2020. So yeah, I don't know. At first I felt regret putting them down because I thought, what if I buy something or I find something that's better? But this is all about me just like trying not to stress and be like other people. It's fine. Just lay it down, Sylvia, and decorate around it if you have to. You know what I mean? It's okay to be that person. I'm going to be that person. So I don't have much on here. I just wanted to have things that are actually scheduled or really important for me to remember. Okay, had to take a breath and a drink. So let's get to the tabs because obviously you can see them and this might be very interesting to you. It certainly was interesting to me. Let me make sure I'm still in frame and this isn't cut off. Okay, we're still good. So these are by Planner Press. Also, these are by Planner Press, but they were really weird. And I felt like once I put them on, they were hideous. So they look like this. That's the number. And I thought, oh, these are kind of cool. I want to get these, right? I didn't realize how much they were going to stick out because I can't, there's like a glare, I'm sorry. So I can't tell if you can see, but you peel these up and then you fold them over, right? And so there is a lot of white left. So these stuck out a bunch and they just looked so weird that I took my scissors to them and I cut them as close as I possibly could without going crazy. They might look a little wonky, but it's so much better than it looked like before. And I'm at peace with them. Now, you might look at them and say, okay, Sylvia, these are not in numerical order. And technically they are, but they're not. So if you pick up 6, the first 6 months of the year. Oh God, I'm having trouble breathing. Anyway, I tried to space them out as much as I could evenly. So I started with 1 and then with 6, and then I worked all the way towards the middle, and that worked fine. And then I thought, okay, well, you have these big spaces in between. Let's be able to see all of the numbers. So when it came to the next 6 months, I did the same. I spaced them out evenly, and then they had like this little window so you could see them. So it makes it look like I didn't number them properly, even though I did. And it's just like one of those hilarious things, but it goes further. So if you want to reach month 11, which is November, right? I'm counting in my head. Yes. You have to pull on month 10 because I have put them exactly on the month that they go on. So if you want month 12, you have to pull up month 11. Is that funny or what? So it works for me. I understand it, but I know that it looks a bit silly and it could have been something different. It's a funny story. It works. I'm over it. Let's laugh about it in the comments below. Anyway, so these are also by Planner Press, and I don't want to be quoted on this, but I think that there are 2 different sizes. I bought these a while ago, maybe months ago. And I want to say that they come in small and then like a larger or medium size. I don't know. And these are the smaller size. So my pen loop doesn't hit up against them. I did have a larger pen in here and it kind of bent this one. So I nixed that idea. But this one doesn't bother it at all, especially if I do the closure that's the first one and not the second one. So that works out really well for me. I hope I'm not showing my information. So the one thing you do need to know about these tabs, it's made out of a very stretchy plastic. So you can see that March and September look like they've been rubbed up against or someone like scratched them and they've been worn down. So imagine that you have a head of lettuce, right? And you take the plastic off the head of lettuce and you stretch that plastic. The words that are on that plastic will stretch also and look like they've been worn like that. So with these 2, I guess I put them on slightly crooked and I went to pill them back up and they did pill up fine, but it stretched the words and that's why they look that way. So just be aware of that. It's a funny story. Tabs. Yeah, whatever. So I like them more. I do have my, this is the 2017. These have on them, let me get a day that doesn't have writing on them. Okay, they have these wave tabs on them and they are just a hot mess. I can't see anything. I'm like, what? I just count down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I know that that's April. But I don't like them. And if you're somebody who's got, you know, any struggles seeing things, I don't recommend them at all. They are a hot mess. So I prefer these. They are much bolder and I can see them very nice. No issues or worries. And because they're not like a hard plastic, they can bend a little bit if you need them to, and that works out. So I like these. I like this ridiculousness up there and it's totally fine. It's not that serious. I have to tell myself these things. So in the back here, I have some tabs to mark places. So this first place, you will find that all of the pages that have Japanese writing on them here and in the back have been covered with old pages from Hobonichi's in the back that I didn't use. So this page says 68. So I think I might go back and write down like B68 so that when I write them in my index, I know that this is, you know, a 68 from pages and not the initial original 1 through 71 pages that it comes with. I am not explaining things properly. I think you understand what I'm saying, but good Lord, I'm lightheaded. I'm not getting enough air. Anyway, so I covered this because I don't know. I don't see many people fill this out. I see it before it's filled out, and I just don't know how you index 71 pages on here. There's just not enough space. I thought about making lines all the way up so that, I mean, I don't know. So I decided to just cover this and I would start with indexing pages over here. If I needed more space, I would move to this because I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Space to grow. Over here in the back, I have my 4 quarters of the year. I added December into this quarter since I get to move in here in December. Oh my gosh, I totally just skipped the weeks. I'm sorry. So let's look at that quickly. Here is the first week we can actually use in here. So it started on November 30th because that's just the way the week is set up. And then it goes into December 1st. So you get to use the whole month of December in the weeks portion as well as the month. I'm all over that. And look at me again. Haha. I'm trying out these little nuisance things. Anyway, I broke this down the way I have in the past in my Jibun Tacho. So the Jibun Tacho looks, let me find a blank one, like this. And I have always gone back and made categories out of it because I don't know, that's what I do. So you can see here that I have, you know, color-coded things. I've broken them down into categories along this way. So this was, you know, horizontally. This has to be broken down vertically. And so in my first column, I have notes and appointments because there's not many notes. We're still in a pandemic. So I was like, I don't want to just leave them open space. So I put a little note here, like I made a call to my niece and I just noted that. Tasks, I had them here, but I found that there wasn't enough space. And that's when I came up with the idea that I needed like a fill notes or another notebook for dailies. And then I have cash here. I was going to try something else out here where I had like 7 like self-care things I wanted to do throughout the day and mark them off. I didn't like that. I just went for the dailies with it because there just wasn't enough space to know why I did things and why I didn't. And that's important to me. So I just, right now it's cash whenever I use cash. So there's some spaces here where I can go ahead and put stickers or washi tape. But I like that this uses all of the space and I don't have the pressure to decorate because I'm not much of a decorator. I'm pretty minimalist in that way. There is washi tape here, and that's because, like an idiot, I set this up originally with this pen. All of this is written in that pen and I couldn't erase anything. So yeah, I had put an Alistair method down here at first. And I was like, that's not going to work. I hate it. So I wrote this here and then I put washi there. And then I just started using the friction ball slim. So all of this is written in that and I can totally erase. I don't like the X's because they don't look like I've marked them off. It just looks like X French toast. So I think I'm going to go to the little square boxes after this week, but I had already done it. So I was like, stay consistent for this week. Here is the week we're on. Today is Monday. It's early in the morning, so I've yet to fill this out. I did go ahead and pre-plan one event on some washi. Again, that's just this. These you can get on Amazon. It's just like the craft sticky notes. And I cut them so I could fit them all the way across, which I liked, but it still gets caught and bends, so I might need to cut them shorter. I did this because I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. I thought, well, I might change it for the next week and the next week until I find something that really works for me, because you can do that. It's, you know, your planner, you do you. So I'm not sure if I needed all 6 of these categories. I might go down to just 4. So I'm going to see how that works for me this week. Now we can go to the back because I was like getting ahead of myself. So anyway, I've been using this style for a while. I have it here in my 2020 Jibun Tacho. See if I can find an empty one. Oh yeah, I moved out of here in Q4. So I've always had this kind of style that I write along this annoying little space, because I have mentioned before, I just can't seem to write over this line. It's a mental block. It always has been in the Hobonichi. So to avoid that, I wrote this way and did like an Alistair method for each of the months. And then I realized that was stupid because, you know, I can only use it to write here and then this gets in the way. I could use like red dots or something that will show up, but that would look stupid. So I should have put this up here. But I thought, oh, I want to put washi tape or designs or some kind of doodle up here. And I didn't really think it all the way through. Didn't think it all the way through. I used a different pen here. Just because it was really bold and I didn't like it because it was smearing. And I knew that that was going to happen, but it is what it is. So I made a line here where that evil line exists, and then over here for the Alistair method. And it is what it is. I just have to work with it, because this is what happens when you try to pre-plan things and set up things slowly. You realize this is the wrong thing to do. So once I realized that, which was pretty far in, I started to put just like lists. This is just a sporadic list of things that sporadically I wanted to track. Reading and cleaning and a bunch of other things back here. I put them on the top. My 100 list I've marked here with these cute little like Midori tabs, sticker tabs. So these are all of the pages in the back that had Japanese writing on them that I covered. I just took like my X-Acto knife and I cut it really close to the edge. And then I made sure that they weren't too wide or too tall and stuck them down. So it gives me extra pages back here, which is really nice. And then in the back, this is some beautiful washi from your Creative Studio subscription box. Isn't it lovely? I love stuff like this. And I just washi taped to this back page my Getting Things Done list. I don't know if I'm in frame. I hope I am. Yeah, and so here's the situation with this. I found the image for this. This is the like workflow. When I went to go print it in A5 size because I wanted them in all three of my planners, it was very pixelated. So I tried to find one that wasn't pixelated. It didn't happen. So I went ahead and made my own again in Canva. So I printed this again on vellum and I just tipped it in so that no matter what week or month I'm on, wherever I am in my planner, I can always see what I need to do with the Getting Things Done method. So back here in the very, very back, we're almost there. Thank you for hanging out if you made it through the whole thing. So these sticky notes don't stick down very well. They do on paper lovely. It's just, I don't know what their problem is. Anyway, so what year was green? I'm not even sure. It's this green and this mustard. I love mustard, but this is kind of a wonky color. I don't know what to use this for. It's there though. I also have this. This is a printable by, drawing a blank. Why can't I remember? Y'all know. I'll flash on the screen. Anyway, it was a collab with Ink Imperfection, which her name's Amanda. I remember her here on YouTube, and it's really cool. I like it. I didn't want to have an insert in here dangling because I was like, how am I going to put holes in here and all of that? And I already had this, so I didn't want to tuck in two of them because I think that's going to add a lot more bulk. So I just keep it in the back and it allows me to have 2 months at a time, which I think is just fine. If I can't remember that it's there, I'll move it to the front, but right now it's okay. These are some stickers by Your Creative Studio. I always go through my stash. Last year, I did the best thing I could do. I started to organize my stickers by holidays so that I would remember that these were something that I got in a subscription box last year around Christmas and I didn't have time or space to use them. So I put them in here so I wouldn't forget that I have them. And that is everything. Man, that was, I'm winded. I was winded before I started, so I don't really know what that means. But thank you for sticking around if you did. This was kind of long, but I think some people enjoy a longer video and a little more attention to detail. And this just fits in here nicely and closes, and I'm a happy camper. So that is my setup for my 2021 Hobonichi Weeks. Again, it will be changing once I'm able to move some of this information into my Hobonichi A5 cousin. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And of course, I'm going to get a pocket. So who knows what the hell's going to happen. All right. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.